Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Leah Massey, and today I'm excited to be joined by my guest, Michael Pellegrini. Thanks so much for being here.
Happy to be here. Yeah.
Yes, thanks. To start things off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you into real estate?
Yes. So a little while after I graduated college, my major was sports management,
Mhm.
and I was job searching, looking for things like that, and I never really, like, really got my feet on solid ground in the sports management world.
Mhm.
So I kind of shifted my job search, and I started looking in the insurance field. Is where that's like my first real job after college was in the insurance field. Had decent success there, but it got a little stale after a little while.
Mhm.
And then it was my mom had planted the idea in my head to maybe pursue a career in real estate. And it took
Mhm.
me a little while to kind of follow her advice. Obviously, I did.
Mhm.
I started taking the classes in 2000, the end of 2023 is when I started taking the class. And it took
Mhm.
me a little while to finish the classes and to pass the test. And getting the license took a while.
Mhm.
But pretty much how I got here was not being able to get a position in my college major. Short
Oh,
story. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, what now since that was your, since you kind of had like a detour in your career
Yeah.
here. So what were you doing? So we knew you were doing the stuff before real estate. So
Mhm.
becoming an agent, what did you think the career would be like?
Yeah, so I did a lot of looking on YouTube really
Uh-huh.
of some successful agents all over the country, not necessarily in this area. And they said it can be challenging at first, and it's obviously extremely competitive. So I knew it would be a challenge. I knew it would be competitive. I knew we would really have to kind of not get discouraged at
Mhm.
your lack of success in the beginning, to be honest with you. But I also knew that people have had a lot of success and have had made great careers out of this. So I knew it would be a challenge, but I knew the challenge ultimately could be worth it.
Okay.
Hmm.
So that's what made you kind of even decide to say yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
Now, what has the reality of being an agent been compared to what you imagined? So we kind of know what you like. How has it been so far, this reality?
It's been good. I, I
Uh-huh.
I liked it so far. I
Mhm.
like a kind of interacting with the public
Mhm.
and meeting a numerous amount of different personalities.
Mhm.
And be not almost like an underrated aspect, I guess you could say, is not being inside of an office all day.
Mhm.
You're in different areas of Pittsburgh, of the suburbs of Pittsburgh, of the state of Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
You get all different types of areas, areas you've never heard of. So you
Yeah.
really kind of learn about where you live, honestly,
Mhm.
and discover different things. And a flexibility
Yeah.
is something that is I'm grateful for, at
Yeah.
least. Hmm.
I do like how
So,
you said the areas because you
yeah,
do learn. Like some of these towns, you're like, I never even heard of this
I
town.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially I've been to areas like way up north. If I didn't have this job, I
Uh-huh.
never would even knew existed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah. What parts of the business have been easier than expected?
Easier than expected. I would say probably the aspect of, I guess, just interacting with people, because we hear stories about how people have had these clients that just ruin their lives, so to
Mhm.
say. But everyone I've come across, they've all been really friendly,
Mhm.
all have been really understanding of
Mhm.
what the home buying process is like. And I haven't, at least not yet, have had a really difficult person to work with, or had a really sort of negative experience with anyone. So I would say just interacting with your client base,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's been going well so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a learning
Yeah.
curve.
Yes, it is.
Did you expect real estate to feel more like sales, entrepreneurship, customer service, or something else?
Entrepreneurship would be, I guess, a good way to
Mhm.
explain it, because you do. I mean, like, I have a boss. We all have a
You're
boss,
right.
so you do have to kind of answer to them. But I mean, you are responsible for for everything really,
Yeah.
for your client base, for your success. I mean, there are, you do have assistance and help with problems or processes and things like that,
Yeah.
but I mean, the business isn't coming toward to you. Like you have to go out there
Right.
and make it happen. So it is kind of like being, I mean, not necessarily a business owner,
Right.
but it shares a lot of similar aspects to that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because the information that they do provide, you have to get it.
You
Like
have,
you have to go out and get
yeah,
it
you have
and
to
figure it out
take that
yourself.
information and actually put it to use.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right. How did you feel when you realized your income would fully depend on commission?
Yes. So
Mhm.
that luckily I had some experience with that when I was in the insurance
Mhm.
industry because it's that field. It's probably the majority of positions would be commission based.
Uh-huh.
So luckily that wasn't like it wasn't a total change to how I
Right.
made a living in the past. But it is something that um, you do have to kind of consider and really change your habits, really change your
Yeah.
spending habits, especially at first.
Mhm.
Change your habits, be much more aware of when you're when because it's not it's not a biweekly payroll coming
No.
in. So you
Yeah.
you don't know
Yeah.
you don't know when you're getting paid sometimes.
Right.
So it's something that luckily I had a little bit of experience with it, but it's still there is an adjustment period without a doubt.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For
You
sure.
learn a lot about the important things to spend your money on.
That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah. But you're still paying out money for the fees and the dues and the yeah.
Yeah, that's the that doesn't stop.
No. What has the emotional side of commission-based work been like for you? We kind of talked on it a little bit, but
Yeah, so it can it's I guess there's always going to be a little bit of an anxious feeling, especially when you have like no clients you're currently working with, none coming on in the next
mhm.
month or two or anything like that.
Right.
And even when you do get a client, you don't get paid when that client signs any paperwork.
Mm-mm.
That person might not wind up, you might not wind up getting a commission from them for 5 months later
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
gonna start looking.
So there's always going to be some feeling of
Right.
I have to make this commission check last a little bit, unless you really do have business coming in like constantly and there's
Yeah.
no like it's just never gonna stop, which I guess is like that for some people.
Right.
Um, yeah, there's always a little bit of feeling of anxiety and pressure, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
And there's people who do have other income. So some people,
Uh
yeah,
huh.
you have another.
Yeah, if you have that, I guess that obviously helps.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then also being able, like you said, to budget right. So that would be able to help you handle the uncertainty or the slower months that you do have.
Yeah, you got to be able to budget.
Yeah.
Um, I'd say I am very fortunate enough to have a wife who does have a pretty good job. So if it
Hmm.
is a slow time for me, at
Yeah.
least, she can kind of carry the team for a little bit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's good too to have that. What have you learned about discipline and consistency since starting?
Yeah, that's that's the entire thing.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, that's you're not getting anywhere if you're
Right.
not consistent.
Right.
That it you have even though there is flexibility,
Right.
you have to have some kind of schedule and some things that you know you're gonna do. Like if you know you're gonna post on social media at this time, if you know you're gonna do open houses on X days, like you have to have some kind of structure in place. You can't just wake up one day and be like, what am I gonna do today? Like
Yeah.
you need some kind of guidelines and structures to
Yeah.
your day
Yeah.
and stick and write like either write it out, put it in your calendar, and actually stick like do it and stick to it. Be
Right.
disciplined.
And it's almost like I guess maybe almost like if you had a 9 to 5 and you got paid, like
Kind
keep
of,
that
yeah.
structure kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need something.
Yeah. Right. Now, how has the support from your brokerage or team been?
It's been really good, and that's something that I really am grateful for. Even though it is obviously a competitive business, and
Hmm.
everyone in the office, at the end of the day, like we are competing against one another
Hmm.
for clients. But everyone I've spoken to is more than happy to help me or assist me with any kind of question or problem that I may occur with, like whether it's fellow agents, management, they've all been really extremely helpful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think that's a I don't know if it's a misconception for everybody. I don't know if it's the brokerage. We're from the same
Yeah.
brokerage.
Hmm.
But yeah, a lot of times people you do think that they would be more competitive. Like, but actually they do. I mean, there probably are some, but they
Yeah,
actually do help. A
they
lot of them
do.
do help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is great. And the
Yeah.
brokerage does give a mentor too, which
Yes.
is very helpful.
Yep.
Hmm.
Um, and what kind of mentorship have you received? Can you talk a little bit about that or
Yeah.
mentorship?
So when you first get onboarded, I guess, to the company, you're assigned a mentor, and they'll help you with anything pretty much. In the beginning, they really help you with I guess just sort of the different like paperwork and things like that, and process and things like that. Um, and like I said, kind of go back to the previous question, management and fellow agents, and there's online training as
Mm-hmm.
well in the Google Classroom that has the whole bunch of different things. They're constantly doing different trainings about
Yeah.
different topics, um, and it's like I said, everyone
Yeah.
has been super helpful.
And for those who don't know, what brokerage is it? 'Cause it's
Yeah, it's Berkshire Hathaway, the
yeah.
preferred realty.
Yep.
Hmm.
Now, what do you think people outside the industry misunderstand about real estate agents?
Yeah, I've actually gotten the question a couple times
Mm-hmm.
where inspector just asked me this the other day, um, if we are uh, solely commission based,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to kind of explain to him that we are, and he was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like like blown away by that a little
Yeah.
bit. It's like almost like he couldn't believe it.
Uh,
So I guess that I don't want to speak for everyone, but I guess that could be a kind of either misconception or just something that people just didn't really know
right.
about the industry. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I've never really told a client like everything that takes place because I didn't know if they would fully understand it. But there's like a lot of phone calls and text messages and emails and everything, just making sure everything goes as smoothly as possible
Right.
for them. Hmm.
And I think too, to add to, I think misconception about our commission, how it's broken down.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
exactly. You
people
could you
think we
you
get
could
the
say to
whole thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could say to someone that if I'm making 3% off this
Yeah.
home seller, but then X amount goes over here, X amount goes to over there.
Yeah.
So it's like a chart you could show the world of commission gets
Yeah. So you don't
split
get
up.
that exact bulk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, have you experienced pressure to always be on or constantly perform? Like being a newer agent too, is there pressure with that? Seeing,
Kind of, yeah. I guess I never really like kind of killed myself
uh,
with putting too much pressure on myself. The where I felt the most pressure was under or kind of understanding how to do everything where I never wanted a client to ask me a question and I gave them the answer of I don't know.
hmm
Like I never wanted to say I don't know or I have no idea or anything like that. And people told me that like it's impossible to not
right.
know everything.
hmm
So I've kind of that's been like a sort of relief off my shoulders a little bit
Right.
where you're not going to know everything. And if someone does ask me a question, now I'm not afraid to tell them I don't know or um I guess the better answer would be let me let me look into that or let me
Yeah. Get back to
figure
you.
that out and
hmm
I'll get back to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuz that's something that I like always want to be able to give them some kind of answer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think I had a guest on here. I believe she had said, and that's good advice too, that having where you don't know everything, but know your contract.
Yeah.
And then if something's outside of that, you can say, okay, I'll look into that,
Hmm.
but at least know the contract.
Exactly.
Yeah. Um, how has networking and building relationships been for you?
Yeah, so that's like the whole point of this
Yes,
whole
it
thing,
is.
really. That's how everything is gonna be put into place. You have to be able to like when you meet someone, don't
Mhm.
be shy to talk about your job or talk about the real estate industry. Um, there's also I know there's networking events where people go out and meet different lenders and different title title officer or title companies,
Yeah,
I guess
like
you could say.
closing. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so you have to be able to go out there and you can't be shy and not want to meet new people
Mhm.
and not be social. 'Cause I personally believe the biggest uh, aspect in your success in
Mhm.
this field is having a good personality and
Yeah.
being personable.
Mhm.
So I believe like going out there and meeting people and making sure people will actually like you
Yeah.
is how everything else is gonna fall into place.
Right, right. And having those building those relationships with them too, yeah.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
crucial.
and don't you realize too so you can call because you always have some have a question, so you
Yeah,
yeah, you want people to be able to
don't
call.
be afraid to call someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what has been the biggest lesson about people and communication? You talked about what has been your now that you know that you have to go out there and network and communicate with people, how has that been a lesson for you?
Yeah, so you have to um communicate promptly and on time with people. Like if you get an email from someone and it has like a important piece of information and you're
Yeah,
supposed to relay it to someone else, try to do that like really as quickly as you can.
yeah,
Don't sort of just like if I'm at home right now, if I'm on this couch right now, I get an email. I'm not just gonna you can't just throw your phone aside and be like,
yeah,
oh, I'll email them later. Like you got to respond as quick as you can, as promptly as you can to make sure that there's no delays or holdups or anything like that.
right,
And like if your phone, I answer even if it says spam. Like I answer every phone call
right,
that comes to me because you truthfully never know what it'll be. So
right.
be open to all types of communication.
That's true. Yep, because you never know who's reaching out. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's a team effort, so everybody kinda sometimes you need to hear from the other person to know how to move
Uh huh.
forward too.
Yeah.
Um, what has been the biggest adjustment in your personal life since starting?
Yeah. So a lot more sort of accountability, kind of like going back to the discipline
Mhm.
and consistency topics that we spoke about, where there is flexibility.
Yeah.
Like I'm an early riser, like regardless, but you could if you have nothing scheduled until 2 p.m. that day, you
Yeah.
could sleep till 10 o'clock if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I get up at 6:30 anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
But um, like going back to having a structure for yourself.
Yeah.
You need something to do every day,
Yeah.
and you need a lot of accountability
Right.
to make sure that you're not just falling behind on anything or things are getting away from you, anything like that. You can't have that.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier too about kind of having our niche things that we're kind of doing. And I know we talked a little bit about that. Are you kind of now starting to pick up kind of what your routine or what you're kind of interested in, how you're going to work your business?
Yeah. So earlier this year,
Yeah.
I wrote out a schedule for myself
Hmm.
that had everything.
Yeah.
Like it had when I woke up, when I headed to the gym to
Hmm.
exercise, when I would walk the dog. Like it had everything
Yeah.
written into it. And it included like I know on the weekend I'll be doing an open house on when like we have the office meeting on Wednesdays. Like
Hmm.
I'll be at those. So I mapped everything out that I now
Yeah.
obviously things change. If you have an appointment, uh, if you had something scheduled, like if was gonna post on social media that day, but I get a phone call while I'm posting, I have to talk to them. Like things can get changed sometimes,
Right.
but um, yeah, try to map it out as best as you can.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing too about being in real estate for those who are kind of interested in it or doing it, that there's some work you got to put into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, do you think it's compared to what you see on TV?
Uh, I guess it isn't totally far fetched
Yeah.
sometimes what you see on TV with I mean like a lot of their shows are scripted. They
Yeah.
probably already when they're going from place to place looking for homes, they probably already have a home picked out and they're just looking at these places for the
Yeah.
sake of it. But it's I wouldn't say, like don't take it to heart or anything, but there are some similar aspects
Hmm.
where sometimes a person could like a client on TV goes to a house and it doesn't look anything like it looks like in the
Yeah.
photos. Like that isn't totally out of the
Right. That's
space
true.
of reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it isn't it's probably like 25% real maybe or
Yeah.
15%, a low percentage.
Right.
But
Right.
there is some
But you don't
similarities.
come out the gate with that glamorous
No,
type.
not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. For sure. Putting that work in behind it. Um, how are you trying to grow your business right now?
I'm really gonna start doing open houses on the
Mhm.
weekends, um, just because it takes it's like an open house is 2 hours.
Mhm.
You get there a half hour early. Like it's only a couple hours throughout your entire weekend,
Yeah.
and it you you learn about neighborhoods while you're there. You
Mhm.
go to different areas that you never aren't too familiar with. So that's something that I want to focus on now, like especially with the nice weather coming along
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I want to really start doing open houses. That's good for the rest really the rest of the year. That's like my gonna be my thing I'm
Yeah.
gonna put the most kind of attention on.
Yeah. And those are for newer agents coming on too. Those are always accessible, like through your emails. You're always having other agents ask for you to host their open houses, or you
Yeah.
can send your own email. That's what I did when I first started. I sent out an
Yeah.
email and asking.
So a lot of times what I do now, well, actually now it's gotten to the point where people just text me personally. That's like
Yeah,
I'm
I
doing the
had
one
that.
tomorrow. They just texted me. But sometimes what I see myself doing now is I'll just go on the MLS, go to like our office listings,
Mm-hmm.
and just call that person
Oh,
who
okay.
has that home listed and just ask for an open house.
And have you got some responses from?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
People are always because I mean it like there's really no burden on the listing agent
Right.
to host open house. They're more than happy to have me do one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And for people who don't know, because this episode's more so for newer agents or people trying to get into business. What's your take on open houses? What do you for them?
So it truthfully it really can be unpredictable
Mm-hmm.
sometimes in terms of the number of guests that you'll have come. I to this day haven't really found any rhyme or reason to or any sort of like I can never predict correctly how many guests I'll have come to an open house.
Yeah.
I truthfully have not figured it out yet. Um, but as long as like four people, like if I had four
Yeah.
groups come to a total, I think that's like a good open house.
Yeah.
If I so I mean I've had no people come to an open house before, and then you kind of
Mm-hmm.
just wasted your time a little bit. But they can be really good, and everyone I've spoken to who is a more experienced agent,
Mm-hmm.
they said how they got started. It was by doing a lot of open houses.
And what is an open house?
Yeah, so an open house is when you'll go to a house, like I'll use the one tomorrow for example. It's
Mm-hmm.
in Baldwin. Um, it's from 12 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get there at like 11:30 ish. If it's a huge house, and it'll take a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
to walk through it. Maybe like 11:15. So at least a half hour prior to
Right.
it starting. Turn all the lights on, get it like looking nice, get my stuff set up, and then at 12 o'clock you open the door, and anyone can just come in, walk through the house. I'll answer any questions that they may have, and it's just like it's like a just a invitation to come in and walk through the home and
Yeah.
tour it basically.
Yeah. See how
Hmm.
they. Yep. And then you can also too. That's a chance why newer agents will probably come more so too. The chance to get maybe a buyer. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Um. Now, what habits have you had to let go of being an
What
agent?
I guess sort of not having set in stone structure in my day because I'm sure we all have had jobs in the past where you
Yeah.
start at 9 o'clock and you're done at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whatever the time may be. Like you
Yeah.
have a designated start and end time,
Right.
and you don't have that as a real estate agent. Not really. Um, it's up to you, your start and end time, I guess, or the clients. Sometimes they determine when you start and
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
But that's something that I've had to kind of forego and put my own sort of clock in time, I
Right.
guess you could say. So not having a designated structure is something that I've had to say goodbye to.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. Because it is unpredictable.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
What has been your biggest struggle as a newer agent?
Probably, I guess what a lot of agents have said is just kind of just sort of to really get the ball rolling and really get some momentum going. Because I like everyone says it takes a while. No one comes right out of the gate with unless you're really lucky or have every family member that you've ever spoken to is ready to sell or buy a house.
Yeah.
No one has a whole wave of business coming in at the very beginning. So just
Right.
getting like on really solid ground and getting some momentum going can be the most challenging part.
Yeah.
It can be discouraging. like we've had people come in the office and you see them after they get licensed, you see them for, every day for like 4 months after that, or really frequently every day for like 4 months after that, and then they're just gone.
Yeah.
So I have to assume they just kind of gave up on the thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's tough.
It
It's a
can
tough.
be
Yeah, it's a tough. Yeah,
absolutely,
it's
yeah,
tough. Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
tough. Um, how do you wish someone had prepared you before starting?
Let's see. I guess sort of maybe telling me that I had an idea of this because, like I
Mhm.
said, I watched YouTube videos of successful agents, but I guess maybe telling me that um, people would be emailing you like or calling you like really late at night, like 10:30 at night.
Mhm.
Now, truthfully, if anyone calls me past like 9 or 9:30, I'm probably not answering unless they leave a voicemail and they're like
Right.
flipping out about something.
Mhm.
But I guess those like really extended late
Yeah.
hours is something that I wasn't fully aware of.
Mhm.
I knew it was possible, but I guess you know possibility and reality is different. I guess,
Right.
or really early mornings too. I guess like
Yeah.
people have texted me at like 6:50 and like 20 minutes after I've woken up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not giving you a response right now. Yeah.
It's
So
pretty. Yeah.
I guess like the like really early and really late hours, something that
Yeah.
um I wasn't 100% aware of.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's how the thing to real estate. It's like it's almost like, well, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, kind of. Yeah,
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
can be. Yeah,
Hmm.
you do some, and I have heard agents who put different boundaries in place and
You
different
have
things.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah. You have to let people know that
yeah,
because you have a life like this.
right.
You have your family and other responsibilities. Like you got to let them know that like there might be a time where I don't get back to you for like an hour or two or something like that. So
Yeah,
you have to have, and if you tell them early, like early in your relationship, they're going to be understanding.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And I guess there's also to that priority as far as the what they're reaching out for too. Sometimes, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. What still feels uncertain or challenging for you today?
So honestly, I guess it would be, when is my next piece of business coming along?
Mm,
Because some people, some of the seasons agents, they kind of know that like, well, I don't know. I mean, you can't see the future,
yeah,
so I guess you could have a feeling of when your next listing, your next buyer could come along. But I mean, there's always going to be the feeling of, oh, like when is my next client
yeah.
gonna get here? Because like I said, you can't see the future.
What do you genuinely love about real estate?
Yeah, so I I do like helping people out, and like
Yeah.
buying a home is literally the most, probably besides getting married, probably the
Yeah.
most like impactful thing you do
Mhm.
in your life, or maybe having kids.
Mhm.
It's top three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's up there.
yeah. So and it's it can be a very stressful thing for some people,
Yeah.
and just being able to kind of relieve that stress for people and tell them the correct way to go about doing things and really helping them out. That's it's a good feeling for you and them
Yeah.
to know that like we're not alone in this, and being supportive is a really nice thing to do.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. What are some practical tips that helped you early on that you would give someone with some practical tips?
I would say wherever you live,
Uh-huh.
like I live in technically Cecil Township.
Okay.
Kind of just drive around your area, just learn where you live, learn the names of streets, learn where things are located. Just learn about where you live.
Mhm.
So where like if someone asks you, "Did you see that home for sale on X street?" You can be
Right.
like, "Yeah, I just saw it the other day."
Yeah.
Just really try and learn your neighborhoods and learn I live in Cecil, so I'll focus on Cecil, Cannonsburg, Peters, and North Strabane.
Mhm.
Those are like the four areas where I drive around the most, and I go to restaurants the most and things like that. So just
Yeah.
learn about where you live.
Right.
I guess probably honestly don't at first don't focus on your it might sound crazy to say, but don't focus on your commission so much at first. Focus on learning the paperwork at first, learning different processes at first. The other question, learn your neighborhood a little
Mhm.
bit. That's what I did at first.
Yeah.
I really focused on what forms. Like I would just take a blank form, like let's say it's a listing contract. Take a blank listing contract and just like read through it and just kind of study it in a way and really understand that because you want someone to ask you a question and you don't know what this means on this form.
Right. Right.
That's what I focused on at first.
I did too, Michael. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
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 right.
yeah. Taking it out and studying it or whatever. Um, and then also you mentioned about we were talking earlier about being in the office too. That was for me key.
Yeah,
Being around the people
I
at
try to go
first.
there
Yeah,
at least 3 times a week.
yeah,
I try to go there. It's usually I'd say like Monday, Wednesday, Friday is my goal to be there.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I think that's another. And just well, I'm thinking. I think I don't know for you. Maybe you can say it now. I think that's a key to newer agents not feeling like they're out there alone, even though they may have a brokerage that has a mentor, so that's helpful. But maybe you don't. But I think the relationships you build with other agents by being in the office that helps you not be alone.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I built relationships with people to where now that if they can't make a showing, they're on vacation or whatever, they'll call me and ask me to step in and show this house for
Hmm.
them. And I would feel comfortable. I haven't had to do this yet, but I feel comfortable asking some other people if I needed coverage for a showing, because you get friendly with people and you're willing to do favors
Yeah.
for people.
And then you know how they work and you kind of see if
Yeah.
it's similar.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, what does success in real estate mean to you personally?
Probably if I got to be like the in my local area, if I got to be the person that everyone in in Cecil and in the surrounding areas became like really familiar with, like if if I went up to someone and they said, "Oh, I saw your sign at this house,"
Uh-huh.
like if a stranger just could recognize me by like my face from on a sign or something like that,
Okay.
where I get some sort of not famous or like
Recognition. Yeah.
recognition. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Some sort of recognition
Yeah.
from people in my area. That would be a good feeling.
Yeah. Like you're the local agent to call.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I know some people are like that.
Yeah. Yeah. There
Yeah.
are some people.
Hmm.
What do you think separates agents who last from those who quit?
Yeah. So you cannot get discouraged. Everyone starts real estate to meet some kind of goal that they had in mind.
Right.
Just keep that goal in mind. Don't get discouraged. And just ask for help if you're struggling with something. Ask for help,
Yeah.
but always just kind of reassure yourself with, I have this goal, and like, what do I have to do to meet this goal? And like, I know some people do get discouraged, but
Yeah.
you as hard as you can, as much as you can, really just try not to.
Right. And I think people forget too that in every industry, every place, everybody has to have a starting point. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So
Yeah.
you're not going to come out the gate. You can, you said,
Hmm.
but most of the time you have to start somewhere. Um, if someone followed you around for a week, what would surprise them most?
I like that question. Maybe like if a previous client followed, or if a client followed me around,
Hmm.
maybe the amount of sort of background activity that I never like really exposed them to, where um, like planning social media posts and interacting with loan officers and title officer. I don't know if that is that even their name, title officers.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, loan
yeah.
officer.
Um, I guess yeah, the amount of background work
Yeah,
that does go into it, because I never sat anyone down and fully thoroughly explained to them everything that goes into a transaction. So I would say that would probably be the most surprising aspect of it, of how much background work they really, because your only job is to not just go to showing with them, like house to house with them. There's a lot of other activity
yeah,
involved.
that
You're
goes
giving
in.
feedback on the homes that you just saw, even just scheduling out the route to go to each home can take a while if you're seeing like 6 or 7 houses in one day.
Right.
This is a lot. I'd say a lot of different background work.
Yeah. That's true. They don't know behind the scenes what you're going
Yeah,
on.
definitely.
What would make you proud of your career 5 years from now?
If I had people, like numerous people started to really refer me out to their friends and family, and if I had a lot of referral business
Hmm.
coming in 5 years from now, I would look at that as like a pretty big success.
Yeah.
Just building up your referral network.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you hope people feel when they work with you?
Probably a sense of comfort and a sense of support
Hmm.
and a sense of friendliness also. Because I mean, you if you work with someone for like a year, you kind of do become friend, or like 6 months. You do get pretty friendly with
Yeah,
them.
you do.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're seeing them a lot.
Hmm.
So probably just being comfortable and being like being able to really count on me and rely on me would be something that if they said that to me, I would feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's about. Now, what are you still figuring out?
Honest, just some of the different paperwork.
Mhm.
Still, and paperwork changes also, like
Yeah.
the way things are worded. It's kind of annoying
Yeah.
the way things
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
worded. Um, and things get striked out from paperwork
Mhm.
sometimes. So I would say that there's forms that I've seen like once in my life that I'm still not the expert on or anything like that.
Right.
So I guess some of the different paperwork, and we spoke about this a while ago. I'm still really trying to find my or figure out social media
Hmm.
and get better at that. I gotta take like a class on that or something
Yeah.
just to kind of get get better at that aspect of the job.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Sounds like you're willing, like you're learning.
I am,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
trying to.
Okay. What gives you confidence that you'll succeed long term?
um, Probably the fact that other people around me have done it.
Mm.
There's people have come into the real estate world with like just no sales experience whatsoever,
Right.
and they made it work for them. So I keep telling myself, if so and so was able to do it, like there's no reason why I can't make this work. As long as you're willing to put in the hours and put in the work, there's nothing holding you back.
Right. What made you want to be on the podcast?
Yeah. So I've never done anything like this before.
Yeah.
Never spoken in front of a camera. Not really.
Uh,
Never like answered questions like this before. So maybe this and part of the social media aspect of wanting to film videos more to post on my channel. I thought this could be a good way to sort of get familiar with filming myself and
yeah.
and speaking on camera, and doing it with someone who I'm friendly and familiar with also is also
Hmm.
uh, a reason to get on. So I guess sort of just getting out of my comfort zone a little
Yeah.
bit.
And I do like that because like we share some of the same goals. Because even that's how I did when I started real estate. I didn't like public speaking,
Right?
so I
Yeah.
took advantage of all the speaking engagements of real estate, like
Yeah.
like workshops, home buyer
Hmm.
workshops. Those are also options too. But
Yeah.
like to get out there and just
That's true.
get comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good. Okay, so my podcast is Seeking Wisdom Through Real Estate.
Yes.
So what's a piece of wisdom you'd like to give our guests today or viewers today? Sorry.
Yes. A piece of wisdom would be just remember why you got started in this. Like you went through all the licensing classes, the licensing test, paid your fees. You did all this for a reason. Don't forget what that reason was, and just do do whatever is necessary to reach that purpose of yours. You all have a purpose for this job. Don't sort of forget what that was.
Mm, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how can people get a hold of you, Michael?
Yeah, so my Instagram is and Facebook, or no, my Instagram is Michael Pellegrini
Mhm,
TPR,
mhm.
and what's my full face? If you search Michael Pellegrini, I'll pop up. I believe it's just Michael Pellegrini Real Estate Agent is my Facebook, and my phone number is 412-522-3303, and my email is Michael Pellegrini TPR sold Feel free to reach out, text me anything.
Okay. And I'll have that in the description as well.
Okay,
So
yeah,
you know.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was nice having
Yeah,
you.
it was
Yeah.
this was awesome. This was a lot of fun. Really
Yeah.
grateful for this.
Yeah.
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 hmm
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So please subscribe, like, and share this video. Comment and let me know what you think and what you would like to see in future videos. See you next week when we seek more wisdom through real estate. God bless.